Hi, it's Caitlin and I am here with my March 2025 Polish Pickup swatch video. The theme for March is Under the Microscope and the shop will be opening on March 7th, closing on the 10th. I will include the specific times when the shop goes live and closes down below in the description. Everything you're about to see will be exclusive to the Polish Pickup for the month of March. And there's a lot of really fun stuff. So I'm very excited about the theme, very excited about what the makers have created, and let's get into it. We're gonna go alphabetically and start with Bluebird Lacquer Scope It Out. I'm just so excited by this polish in the bottle. I got mesmerized by it once again, and I neglected to mention it at the outset of my video, but the polishes you're seeing here are sponsored by the respective brands. So thank you to each of the brands, and my opinion has not been influenced in any way, but I was compensated for my work here. So Scope It Out is inspired by peacock feathers, and it's a mix of deep purple, cyan to blue, and magenta, gold, yellow, shifting, black-based magnetic pigments, sprinkled with mini hollow and iridescent bar glitters. Do not miss this polish. I will just plainly state it. This is a phenomenal magnetic, and those little bar glitters are literally everything. So different ways you can wear this. I am using a bar magnet for my index finger, and on my middle finger I am using a 3D printed horseshoe magnet to give a velvet style effect. This has great opacity in 2 coats, and regardless of how you choose to wear it, this is a stunning nail polish. It does dry dull, so use a good top coat. I'm using the Cuticula Limitless Quick Dry Top Coat, and this is just one of my favorite top coats. I'm not being paid to say that, but I do genuinely love it. And you can also pick up the Cuticula Top Coat this month. It's scented like Fruit Loops. But back to this polish, literally obsessed with how those bar glitters look. Like, look at how sparkly they catch the light, and the magnetic is absolutely gorgeous. If you don't like magnetics, I have left it unmagnetized in 2 coats on my pinky. Moving along, we have by Vianna Spore Me 3. They were inspired by a microscopic picture of a Chinese red carnation, and this polish is a sheer milky base with fuchsia metallic shreds, white and purple irregular glitters, and a ultra chrome chameleon microflake in copper to pink to fuchsia. So I'm going to lay down a single coat for the polish before I start magnetizing. But again, I will show you various ways in which you can magnetize this offering. Using the neodymium bar magnet here on my index finger is going to give you a cat eye stripe effect. And that's definitely an option, as you can see, but I personally prefer the velvet style, which is what you're going to see here. And the 3D printed magnet I'm using is currently available from by Vianna in her shop. It's a collab between her and Watcha Indie. Now, I don't show this as a topper or layered, but it certainly would work over something like a gray cream if you prefer a more opaque look. The base of this is gray, as you can see, so that would be a lovely option for layering. This polish also really surprised me with the color shifts that you will see in a few minutes, because it primarily looks pinky purple straight on under my overhead lights, but it is actually very shifty when you get it moving around with different lighting. So I will recommend this in 3 coats if you're going to work and build it up on its own. You might still see a little bit of your nail line, especially if you choose the index finger style of the bar magnet, but the velvet effect is a little more forgiving and disguises your visible nail line much more. And here on my pinky I did 3 coats unmagnetized, which is another beautiful way to wear it. Chamaeleon Nails has created Cellular Bloom, and it is a thermal that transitions from a pink when cold to a colorless sheer white when warm. It's filled with small iridescent flakes that shift green to orange and holographic pink glitters. This one's inspired by flowers under the microscope. I love this. I love pink. It's just an instant favorite for me, and the Chamaeleon Nails formula is phenomenal to work with. So I had the heater blasting while I was swatching, and so my fingers became very warm, and you can see how it looks in the warm state here because my fingers are warm. The thermal is also very reactive, so it transitions quickly and easily between the cold and hot states. My nails were clearly very short when I swatched this polish, so 2 coats was sufficient for me, but it will easily build up in 3 should you need 3. But because it goes clear in the warm state, you're not really going to cover your visible nail line unless you're literally always cold. So you don't need to really worry about the opacity factor because it's kind of, null and void since the warm state is clear. But here you can see it in its cold state. Again, my fingers weren't as cold as they could be because I was working against a hot space, but hopefully you can get a taste for how beautiful this nail polish is. Next up we have Clionadh Cosmetics Stellar Dendrite. This one is a multi-dimensional nail polish inspired by how snowflakes look under a microscope. This is a polish you can wear on its own or as a topper. This polish features iridescent teal, blue, violet shifting shimmer and a pink peach iridescent flake in addition to linear and microflake holographic pigments. This one is just packed with a ton of really gorgeous elements, and it looks stunning in direct sunlight. The polish itself builds up beautifully in 3 coats to opacity, and it's just really sparkly and very beautiful. It's very wintry, very ice queen. It does dry down on the dull side, so I will definitely recommend a good top coat. It was not textured and not difficult to remove. And thankfully, you can see here with the blurred focus how sparkly it is. Thankfully, I did have some winter sun to show it off. It's truly beautiful and really, really sparkly. Cracked Polish is up next, and they have created Rusty Microbe. This is a unique metallic rusty copper shade that shifts from green to gold, accented with a delicate dusting of red, green, gold shifting flakes. This one really is a chameleon, and it transforms quite dramatically from indoor to outdoor lighting, and obviously it looks stunning when the sun hits it too. Now, cracked polishes have been selling like hotcakes on the Polish Pickup since they joined in January. So it is capped at 1,000 bottles, and if you are interested in it, I would recommend shopping early because it might sell out. Now, this has a beautiful, beautiful formula. It builds up gorgeously in 2 coats, but I will show 3. And the shift in this is truly something you need to see to believe. It's really special, and I honestly don't tend toward shades like these, but this one is so shifty. It's really mesmerizing and so beautiful. And you'll notice it did dry down a bit dull, so top coat is definitely recommended. And I can't wait for you to see the shifts in Rusty Microbe. Cuticula has created That's That Me Espresso, and this is inspired by the colors of caffeine under a microscope. It's described as a black and teal base with iridescent flakes that shift pink, orange, green, gold, along with small silver holographic flakes. This is very timely because Sabrina Carpenter is coming back to my city for a second leg of her tour, so I'm desperately hoping and wishing I can get tickets to see her because not gonna lie, I still love Espresso. I haven't got bored of it yet. It's such a good song, and I like her other songs. But anyway, this polish is going to be best in 3 coats. You can see it just deepens up on that 3rd coat. And I will recommend top coat, which is Cuticula's very own Limitless. You can grab it this month in the scent Fruit Loops, which is delicious. I love a good Fruit Loop. I still like really sugary cereals. Always have, always will. And Glisten Glow is offering their cuticle remover and cuticle oil pen duo this month. The cuticle oil is scented in Meyer Lemon, which is a yummy, sort of creamy, fruity scent. Really, really beautiful. And the remover is unscented. So I begin with the cuticle remover. I apply it generously to the cuticle area. You don't really want it on the skin, you really want it on the nail plate at the cuticle area. You let it sit for 60 seconds. And then you use a orange wood stick, whatever product you find best to work with, but you want to just gently push back the cuticle area and make sure you're sort of cleaning up the cuticle that is being unearthed by the cuticle remover product. And then it's very important that you wash your hands and cuticles thoroughly with soap and water. After you've done that, just go in with the cuticle oil pen and apply it everywhere essentially. You want to apply it on the nail plate and at the tip of your nail where the nail growth happens. And I personally always like to rub it in just to stimulate the nail plate. I don't really know if it does anything, but it definitely doesn't hurt. And it also helps to make it a little less oily. And then after that, you've got beautiful looking cuticles. For their nail polish, Glisten Glow has created Dust Bunnies, and this one is a medium gray base loaded with color shifting shimmer that shifts purple, pink, blue, and green and gold at extreme angles. It has silver hollow microflakes and silver reflective glitter. Now this one absolutely blew me away. In the bottle I was like, meh, okay, it's like a pretty purpley gray, but on the nail it's ridiculously sparkly and so shifty. It also has an amazing formula, so this one is definitely opaque in 2 coats, and you will want top coat, which is great because Glisten Glow is also offering their iconic top coat, which does a fantastic job of providing a gel-like finish. I really, really love this top coat. Cuticula Limitless and the Glisten Glow top coat are my 2 favorite top coats. So grab yourself a bottle if you're running low of top coat. This really is a very, very nice option for finishing off your manicure. We have Great Lakes Lacquer, The Human Condition, And this one is inspired by human cells under a microscope. This polish is described as a deep teal filled with a purple to red to gold shifting shimmer. This one has a really beautiful kind of silky formula to it. Just really, really beautiful. The base is definitely like a jelly finish. So if you're paying attention to my finger bruise, it's not a zinc deficiency. I literally jammed my finger in the drawer, so it's a bruise. This one doesn't fully cover that mark until the third coat. You could get away with it in 2 because it's definitely very shifty, but 3 coats I think is best. And definitely top coat. While it does dry quite shiny, top coat really enhances the shimmer and makes this look extra special. And as you're going to see shortly, this does have really beautiful shifts to it. It's a really vibrant color. If you like blues or blurples, this is definitely going to be up your alley. And as always, the Great Lakes Lacquer formula is absolutely amazing. Moonshine Manny has created Awfully Pond of You. This one is an intriguing olive, glowing with violet, sapphire, teal, green magnetic shimmer, and gold micro flakies. It's inspired by the brilliant photography of Pond Life by Robert Burden. So this one is just so pretty. If you like those pretty, ugly, prugly shades, this one is definitely for you. And again, I am showing it with the bar magnet on my index finger and then using the by Danny Vianna 3D printed magnet that I talked about earlier to provide a velvet style on my middle finger. I can honestly say I've never seen these color combos before, and I think it just works beautifully. It's just a really beautiful and interesting nail polish. I can't decide if I like it better with the cat eye effect or the velvet style like on my middle finger, but I do really like that olive base, so I think I prefer the cat eye because you get to see the olive base a little better when you use the bar magnet. Now I will recommend a generous layer of top coat with this one. After you apply that third coat, I think this one's best in 3. If you're going with the velvet style, you might get away with 2, but I think it's best in 3. The Moonshine Manny formula is just fantastic, so if you've never tried the brand before, you're not going to be disappointed. They make an amazing nail polish. Phoebe knows what she's doing and always creates something really special for us. Now we're going to look at Paint It Pretty Polish Crazy Plant Lady. This one is inspired by a close-up of plants under the microscope. This one is a green to yellow to blue to purple multi-chrome magnetic with a green, blue, purple aurora shimmer. So you've heard the spiel if you've been watching along, using the bar magnet on my index finger and then using a 3D printed magnet to get a velvet effect on my middle finger. The magnetic effect in here is super strong. The shifts in here are unbelievable. You're just gonna have to wait to see them a few seconds, but the polish has unbelievable shifts and just an amazing magnetic formula. I was really, really impressed with what Paint It Pretty Polish did here. If you're looking for a really stunning, striking green, this is definitely going to be it. So I did do 3 coats. I think I forgot to film myself doing one of the coats because my camera cut out. It's been acting up. But again, can't decide if I prefer it better with the bar magnet or with the velvet style, but either way looks phenomenal. And now I remember what happened. I did three coats on my index, 2 coats on my middle finger, because the velvet style, it kind of like disguises more of your nail line, so that's what I did. But anyway, I can't wait for you to see how shifty this is because it is so pretty. And for anyone who doesn't like magnetic nail polish, I've left it in 3 coats on its own on my pinky, and it's still an awesome multi-chrome if you decide not to magnetize it. Polish for Days has created Wishing on Dandelions for us. This one's inspired by Dandelions Under the Microscope, and it's a blackened raisin base with a rose gold, yellow, green metallic, strongly shifting iridescent microflake shimmer. This one is truly so pretty, and I love that raisin base. And I love this finish from Polished for Days. It has an amazing formula, and 2 coats is going to do it, I would say, for everybody. It's just so easy to work with, and that shimmer is so sparkly. It's also very shifty, as you're going to see in a few seconds. And last but not least, we have Sassy Sauce. It's Tricky, which is inspired by a photo of an STI. I'm going to say it wrong, trichomoniasis. But if you're into like medical things, or maybe you work at an STI clinic, then you've got to get this polish because what a creative inspiration. So the polish is a blackened violet magnetic with a glowy red purple shimmer and hollow dust. When it's magnetized, it will show a ghostly purple effect, and as you can see, it's beautiful whether you use the cat eye effect or velvet effect. It also has really great opacity. So this one I think is going to be good for everybody in 2 coats. I really love the inclusion of that hollow dust as it's described. It just adds a really pretty sparkle. And I love this polish. I love everything about it. I love that we're breaking down the stigma around STI with a nail polish inspired by one of them. It's very cool. And this is definitely going to need top coat just because it does dry down dull. But look at that sparkle. For this month, the Bluebird lacquer completely stole my heart. I haven't seen barred glitters in almost a decade. Well, I have, but not in a more like mainstream avenue. And these are ridiculously holographic, to say nothing about how gorgeous that purple magnetic base is. I just love it. Like, truly do not miss that polish. I have to give a massive shout out also to the cracked polish for this month. It's so beautiful and shifty and gorgeous and unique and beautiful and sparkly and everything. I just absolutely love that one, and I really hope everyone grabs it because it is truly stunning. And because I just love magentas and pinks and sparkle, I really loved the chameleon. I love the thermal effect, and I'm just a big fan of Chamaeleon nails because everything Valerie makes is beautiful, but in particular, I really loved this month's polish. I also really love the Glisten Glow. I don't know, I wasn't expecting it to love it as much as I did, but the colors work really beautifully, and so do the reflective glitters, and I think there must be hollow too because it's really sparkly. I also super love the By Danny Vianna. It's kind of got every color of the rainbow in it, and it just was an unexpected favorite for me as well. I think it definitely looks best with the velvet style magnet application, but it's really beautiful, very shifty and very purpley. And I would be remiss not to talk about the Paint It Pretty polish because the magnetic and that formula is beyond. Like, it is absolutely fantastic. Great opacity and ridiculous color shifts. It's just a really well done magnetic polish. So please let me know in the comments what you are planning to pick up in the March polish pickup. Let me know if any of these polishes I shared with you are gonna make it onto your wish list and hopefully into your shopping cart. I hope you're staying warm wherever you are. It is freezing cold today, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Bye.